Buying camo stuff, big lifted trucks. All we do in the south is hump for that buck. Never get you stuck, so you better have a truck. Messing with me will leave you covered in mud. Country boy swagger, boots on my tire. Everybody hating, but I ain't really minding. It's awesome, my truck can't leave you blinded. Let me show you how it's done, just get behind me.
Today is the day that a lot of you guys have been waiting for. We are finally going to start working on the D300 wrecker. So just stay tuned. It's a little rainy out here in North Carolina today, but we are going to get some of the base work done to pull this slant 6 out. So as you guys can see, when we look down in there, there's not much really that you have to do to get these engines out, thankfully. Really the biggest thing is getting the 2 motor mounts off. Got one right here, hopefully that's on camera, and another one on the other side, and then disconnecting it from the transmission and going from there. So we're gonna get to work on that. Clean off, baby. Clean off. That's one down. Good old American muscle. What we're using over here on this side. What we've done up to this point is we've disconnected both of the engine mounts. We disconnected any of the wires that were running from the wall to the engine. Even though a lot of this stuff isn't going to get reused, it just makes it easier for us when we're pulling it out, right? We got to crawl under, so we're not disconnecting the transmission, right?
Nope.
Got to crawl under and unbolt the transmission.
The drive shaft.
The drive shaft from the transmission?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. And then we gotta get our gear shift out of the cab, and then we're gonna pull this. I'm gonna go get my engine hoist today, and hopefully we'll have this engine out of here tomorrow if it doesn't rain. It's North Carolina in April, so it rains all the time whenever it wants to, but hopefully that's what'll happen. So we'll see you guys again tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in. Told you we were gonna start working on this, and we did. So see you tomorrow. So today what we're gonna start working on is removing the bolts from the cross member so that we can get the engine and the transmission out. And as you can see, there's a bolt here and there's a bolt on the other side. So hopefully we can get these out fairly easily, and then from there we will move on to trying to remove the transmission and engine. And if we have to unbolt anything else, we'll make sure to show you guys that. I'm gonna try to get the shot.
So that might be what you got on the other Jeep.
What?
33?
No, 32.1.
Ain't those cars big?
Oh, wait. That's 32.1. There we go. Alright, so right here we got a bolt that is connecting the transmission to the drive shaft. Gonna unbolt that as well, and we're gonna keep it moving. Also, one thing for all you guys, make sure whenever you're working on a car like this that you wear proper safety equipment for your eyes. So now we've got the engine unbolted from the engine mounts, we've got the transmission unbolted from the cross member, and we've taken out the bolt that connects the transmission to the drive shaft, the rear drive shaft. Now we are going to be looking to remove the gear shifter, and we're going to be removing the exhaust so that we can get the engine out, and then we'll pull the engine. And the plan is, after we pull the engine, first to take the cab and the bed off of this truck and sand the frame to be sandblasted, because it's got a lot more rust on it than I would have wanted to see, and from there we will proceed forward. And just like that, we're back, and today we are going to be cutting the exhaust so that we can start to pull the engine out. Depending on how much time we have, we may get the engine pulled out, may just get the exhaust cut. We shall see. Talk to you guys soon. I just realized where I'm cutting it at. I can only pull it down so far the way I'm holding it. Come on, baby. Who let me get the power tools? In case you've ever wondered what a 60-year exhaust looks like from South Carolina, this is pretty much it. As you can see, and it's pretty rusted, right? But we got that cut out, and we're about ready to pull this thing off. All right, guys, so Cornelius is up top and I'm down bottom. And what we ended up doing is we're gonna take the plate off that goes over the transmission, and hopefully that'll allow us to unbolt the gear shift rather than cut it. And then we'll get the engine pulled out shortly thereafter. So we're gonna get started with this, and once we get finished with this, you'll see us pulling the engine and transmission out. Okay, now I'm in here and I am about to unbolt the transmission from the bell housing. I got one bolt right there, and I got another bolt down there. That's as close as I can get. We removed the plate covering the transmission, so it'd just be easier on us. So I'm gonna get that done, and then I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna disconnect the drive shaft from the transmission as well, and we should be good to pull this out. Newer car people out there, you know, maybe you're just starting to work on cars, this is called a universal joint, and it helps you get on bolts that are impossible for you just to get the ratchet on with the socket. So I just had to use this to get one of the bell housing bolts off, I'm coming over to the other side to remove that one. But I did want to show you guys this because I did not know that's what it was called. I knew what it did. I didn't know what the name of it was. But if you ever find yourself in a situation where you can't get your ratchet onto the socket, onto the bolt, you probably need one of these. And that's a universal socket again.
Universal joint.
Universal joint. Sorry. So this is I'm assuming it's an older transmission. I don't know if this was replaced at any point. But look how clean this thing is, man. That's insane. Hate that we're taking it out, but oh well. If anybody needs a transmission for a slant 6, let me know, because I got one. In the rare case you can't get your universal joint to fit either, then you have to go real old school and use a wrench. Luckily I had a wrench with a ratchet type mechanism on the inside, so I don't have to work myself to death. But we're down here and this is how we're getting out this bell housing. So looks like it's loose enough now. I should be able to twist it off and we call this a day. Hey, get out of here. So now we're under here and we're old school again. We are disconnecting the transmission from the drive shaft. I got these 4 bolts in here. I'm gonna disconnect those and then we should be good to go with pulling the engine in. And I really mean that this time. Every time we move something, we found something else we needed to take a loose, but we think that's it. So we'll get this out, or disconnect it I should say, and then we're gonna go to start pulling it and see if anything else is holding it on there. Plans, instead of taking off the bigger bolts that are also, well, there's a nut on this side and the bolt's actually on the back side. So instead of taking those off, I'm gonna try to get these smaller ones off so we can get this disconnected. So we're back out here working on the wrecker. Yesterday, we ended up taking off the transmission cover so that we can get to the bolts connecting the bell housing to the frame. And now we are working on getting the drive shaft removed from the transmission. It's kind of hard because there were 4 small bolts and there were 4 bigger bolts. We got 2 of the small bolts off, the other 2 rounded off when we tried to remove those. Then we got the bigger bolts and the bigger bolt broke off when we tried to remove it. So it's a process, but that's currently where we are. As soon as we finish this, we can get this engine pulled out. So today is looking like the day for this truck. And once we get past this step, then we can start to do all the other things we need to do. Clearly you can see we need to address rust holes in the floor. We also need to address this. Probably not going to be keeping this gas tank behind the seat, so that's going to go. We need to take this bed off. We need to take the cab off. We need to send the frame out to get powder. Sandblasted, and then we're going to paint it. And there's a long list of things that we got to do. But the ultimate goal right now is to get the engine and the transmission out, so that we can proceed forward with everything else. So that's what we're working on right now. Cornelius is under there working on the drive shaft and trying to figure out a way for us to get it off. And then we're going to go from there. Talk to you guys soon. Oh, yep, there we go.
Go ahead and pull it down. See if you can.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Watch out.
What are you trying to cut it?
I'm about to cut the top of the bracket. Because that's what's holding it in there. Watch out. Watch out. Alright. Come twist this around for me. Oh, is it stuck? It's stuck, ain't it? I need you to like hold it up. Hell, basically I took this. Oh yeah, it got me. Got me good.
In the bra or see-through. Why you count your jewels thinking I'ma cheat you? The only one thing I wanna do is freak you. Hey, shorty, won't you go get a bag of the lethal? I'll be undressed in the bra or see-through. Why you count your jewels thinking I'ma cheat you? The only one thing I wanna do is freak you. Keep the stone set, I got my own baguettes, and I'll be doing things that you won't regret. Little killer queen bee, so you best take heed. Shall I proceed? Yes indeed. Shall I proceed? Yes indeed. Shall I proceed? Yes indeed. Shall I proceed? Yes indeed.
I know you see me on the.
Yes indeed.
Girlfriends mention. I know you see me on the video. I know you heard me on the radio.